Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You know, always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm going to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Hello. I have my cup mug here, and why not throw myself a party? And y'all, you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. And yes, we are here. I am here, back again to continue to talk about Love Island. I just finished talking about Love Island UK, and I am jumping into talking about Love Island USA. And this was an episode, y'all. We have a lot to discuss, and we're going to get all into that. But before I do, y'all know what to do. If you hit the subscribe button on this channel and go follow all of our other channels. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you very much. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're on a mission here at the Cup TV and across all the Cup Network to hit 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. Help us reach our goal. We really truly appreciate it because a lot of fun things unlock. I know it's not. We are. I'm live. I get a lot of stuff happening on the phone happening right now, so excuse me. But I'm back. A lot of things going on. But we have a lot to talk about. Follow us on this channel and all of our other channels. Um, if you're a fan of drag or drag race, at the Cup Pod is the place for you to be. If you are at on if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, at the Cup ESC is the place for you. And if you're a fan of WWE Wrestling, at the Cup Ringside is the place for you. And of course, here we cover all things competitive reality television, including all of Love Island, UK and US. We have Big Brother coming in a week. We have Snake happening, Destination X. Got a lot of things happening on this channel as well. So please follow all along us on all the channels. And if you want to follow us on our audio podcast links, that's in the description below as well. You need to check us out on the go. So go where you listen to all your favorite podcasts. We'll be there. And also join our Patreon. We got a lot of fun things happening on our Patreon now. So go join that, check it out. Follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Let's get into it, y'all. Episode 25 of Love Island USA. And we have the fallout. We have the fallout from the Heartrate challenge. And people are upset. We got a lot of people tight. A lot of people are really tight about this Heartrate challenge. Um, Starting with Huda and Shelly. Shelly is a little upset with Huda because she feels like Huda took it too far. And like I said yesterday, I could see both sides of this argument. I feel like Shelly was probably like, yeah, she took it a little too far. She was doing a little too much. Huda maybe, and Huda probably did too much because honestly, we already established that we didn't see everything because they cut some things out. So we, of course, didn't see everything. But when the boys were talking and they were all sitting around, they were like, "Ooh, did anybody feel like somebody did too much?" And do you feel like they were like, "Yeah, Huda." And even Ace felt like she did too much and she did too much on him. But I also feel like he enjoyed it a lot, because he kind of probably got a little excited about what she was doing. And that's probably why they had to cut it. Um yeah. I think she was doing too much. And everybody thought she was doing too much. So I feel like she probably did go overboard, but I don't think she was trying to be malicious. I think she was just having a good time, trying to be fun, doing her thing. But she went hard, and I feel like Shelly is upset because she feels like it's a lack of respect between the two of them because she knows how she feels about Ace, and she's like, if I would have done that to you, um, when she was with Jeremiah, she would have had a fit. She was just like the villa down. She would have been so upset and been pissed off, calling her all kind of names. But because she didn't feel like she reciprocated the respect back when it came to her, I can understand where Shelly is coming from. But like I said, I don't think Huda did anything out of maliciousness and trying to get Ace or trying to, take a man away from Shelly. But I will say this, Huda, you move a little strange right now in this situation because you were just like, I understand you're upset because you don't want your girl to be upset with you. But the conversations that you're having, like she had a conversation with Chris and she says, she doesn't understand what's happening. She don't feel like, she don't know why Shelly's so upset with her. Or she knows exactly why Shelly's upset with her, but she want to act like she don't know. She want to act like she doesn't really get it. She wants to be the victim here. I don't know what you're gonna make with me. And so I don't know what she's fishing for or what she was thinking, but she was like, if I was ugly, would it still be a big deal? What? What? Like, if you didn't think, if you were ugly, do you think that, what? Hello? Girl. No, no, you sound dumb right now. You sound crazy right now saying something like that. Were you fishing for a compliment from Chris, or did you need to say that to make yourself like? I don't understand. Like, oh, and she wonders why she does not have but one friend on the outside world. You do not know how to be a friend to a girl because you feel like if you want something and you do something, everything that you do is correct. But when somebody else does it, it ain't right. Mm, yeah, no. So after being encouraged, she should talk to Shelly. She should talk to Shelly. She goes up and talks to Shelly. Or she goes up and says, "Hey, Shelly, can we chat?" And Shelly says, "Yeah." As they're walking to where they're going, Shelly then says, "Wait a minute, hold on. I am aggravated and annoyed right now, and I know if we talk right now, I'll probably say something that I, you know, don't want to say, and it might not come off right. So I'd rather sleep on this, calm down, and we'll chat tomorrow." And he was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Yeah, I'd rather just not talk right now." That first look made it look like she didn't want, like, I don't want to talk to her. But that's not what it was. Shelly literally was like, let me take a breather, calm down, and we'll talk later. Sure. And I was like, okay, cool. But then Huda goes over to Amaya. She's sitting at the counter and she's crying. Amaya's like, "What's wrong? Did you talk to her?" She was like, "No, she doesn't want to talk to me." And you made it like she didn't want to ever talk to you. Like she said, "I don't want to talk to you anymore. Don't talk to me. Get out my face." Basically, she literally just said, "Let's do it tomorrow when I'm calm." But Huda, of course, making everything the victim. Like, I'm like, girl, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But it is what it is. So she's like, "Well, I don't, she doesn't want to talk to me." Shelly goes and talks to Ace though. And this is where Shelly loses me a little bit because Shelly tells Ace that she's not mad at him. She's more mad at Huda than she is at him. And I'm like, why are you mad at him? He was the one who reacted. He was the one who had her hand, her butt in his hands, bouncing up and down on him. So he was doing just as much. So if we're mad at Huda, we should be just as mad at Ace. You should be even more mad at Ace because Ace is the person who says he's supposed to be with you. You can't get like please believe I'm not calling anybody a stripper or anything. You can't get mad at a stripper if your man goes into a strip club and a woman is doing her job and she's stripping and she's giving him a lap dance. That's what she's supposed to do. That's You can't get mad at her because your man got excited and was grabbing on her. Those are the choices he made. Those and getting excited, it just happens. It's his body is reacting to what is happening. You can't get mad at her because she got him excited. So if you mad at anybody, you should be mad at Ace just as much. Now I'm not calling her a stripper, even though maybe she might have been in her former life. I don't know. And if she was, who cares? So be it. She can do what you gotta do, boo, make your money. But if you're gonna be mad at Huda because she's your friend and she should have been had a little bit more decorum with the way she was acting, with him, then you should be mad at him too because he had a lack of decorum as well by grabbing her and bouncing her up and down on her. So for you to act like you're not mad at him, I was like, okay, Shelly, you lost me a little bit. But then the more she talked about it, the more she got mad at him. But then he had the right to get mad at her because he was doing the same thing. It was very hypocritical, this whole conversation between Ace and Shelly, because I feel like Shelly was trying to justify what she did, but didn't want Ace to justify what he did. And both of them did their big one on everybody or whoever they did it with. And it's like, you got to at some point say, okay, maybe we both took it too far, or maybe I was a little annoyed by this, but I understand. And, this they were exhausting. To be honest, they were exhausting to see the back and forth between Shelly and Ace because neither one of them. I feel like Shelly was being hypocritical about her what she was doing and wanted to say, "Well, Ace, you did this. Both of y'all did it. So just either accept it for what it is and move on, or just let it go." Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why she's mad at him and she's not she's mad at him, but don't want him to be mad at her because she did the same thing. Even if she's only kissed one person, you kissed the one person twice who you are actually seeking a connection with. You just told this man y'all are not closed off and you're not in a couple. So you're not closed off and you're exploring other connections. And so now you're kissing the dude who's right there in his face, who you're having an open connection with, who you're exploring your options with. And so Alicia just wouldn't kiss everybody, which she got annoyed with because he kissed everybody. But he's annoyed because you kissed the one person you could clearly move on from him to. Like you could clearly leave him for Chris if you wanted to. And he's there. And so he feels a little threatened by that. And honestly, I'm not mad that he feels threatened because the way he played in her face earlier this season and he had all the options. And now she's like, okay, now I have the options. And you the one who has to squirm. And you have to watch and wait around. And I'm not mad at that. I just feel like both of them need to chill because I feel like they both want to be with each other. So if they both want to be with each other, just chill out and be with each other. Honestly, I was exhausted from them, like completely exhausted. But you know who else I was exhausted from? Nick. Nick, you exhaust me. How are you mad at Elon for pulling Sierra in the Heartrate challenge? And you are pressed. You are the one pressed about Elon, but you thinking you got him pressed. No, Elon was not pressed. He was not pressed. He was not going to apologize to you for pulling Sierra for you know for the heart rate challenge. None of that. So Nick decides that he's mad. He's mad. He want to put boxers, box put some gloves on and box Elon. Nick, Nick, your jealousy over Elon is not because you this is jealousy that you have is not because how much you really like Sierra. This jealousy is because your ego is bruised. Because another man pulled a woman who you fooled and she enjoys his conversation. She entertained him thoroughly. Now, she came back to you, but you're still mad and pressed about Elon still being there. And I don't understand. I don't understand what you're mad about. Because she came back to you. And ever since she's been there, she's only been about you. You were off exploring, she was off exploring. It is what it is. Y'all came back to each other, let it go. But the problem is, Nick, the problem is, Nick, you don't know how to deal with all the emotions that you got going on in your brain because you do like Sierra. I believe in my whole heart that he likes Sierra, but I think he likes somebody else and he feels like that is an unrequited love. He has some unrequited, some feelings that are not being met, even though he really wants them to be met by the other person. And now he's so in too deep with Sierra because, of course, they're having sex again because she felt threatened. And I said it yesterday. When Sierra feels threatened by anybody, she throws the cat around. And we had another quick 40 seconds, as Nick said, subpar. Now, was it subpar on her part or subpar on your part, Nick? You never said that. But anyway, It's just like, exhausting. And so then it pulls Elon for a chat, and he talking about, I was pissed that you pulled Sierra. I was pissed that you made breakfast for her after you said you wasn't gonna make breakfast for her because you saw me doing it, and now you go up and I still find out you still made breakfast for her and blah 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 blah. And Elon is like, well, I'm not apologizing for bullying her in the heart rate challenge. I did it because I want to do it. And I wanted to show her that I'm still interested. And that's the same reason I made breakfast for her because it clicked to me. If I'm still moving the same way, she will know that I'm still interested. I'm not just going to stop and, start moving differently because, she's still in an open relationship with you. And so Nick is just like, I just don't like that. He was pressed. Nick was so pressed. And it pissed me off because I'm like, Nick, you don't even want that girl like that for real. And the problem is you don't know how to tell the person you really want that you really want them. Y'all can keep calling me delusional if you want, but I see what I see and I know what I know. Because this man sat on that dock and said, You, I mean, we had a kiss, but we realized quickly that it wasn't romantic because because you're the girl that and Taylor was the guy for him, for her. What? You're the girl that what, Nick? You're the girl that what? The girl that I want, the girl that I need, the girl that I love, the girl that I want to be with, the girl that I want to close off. You're the girl that what? He didn't even say it. He didn't even say it. That was then. So that was another thing. So I'm like, you're not even talking, making sense right now. And you're mad at Elon because he's still applying pressure. Okay. 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 So let's see, who other conversation? We had the conversation with Huda and Chris because Chris is trying to console Huda because Shelly was upset. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? Honestly, I do kind of like Huda and Chris together. Not gonna lie, I think Chris is good for Huda. In this situation, do I think they're last? No, but I definitely think Chris is good for Huda in this in the villa because he can keep her calm. Um, I like them together. So if they work out, they work out. Will I vote for them in the finale if they make it there? No, because I would never vote for Huda. But sure, if they make it, they're good. But I like them. So what else happened? What else happened? We then see um Landria talks to Taylor because Taylor pulls her for a chat, and he was just like, um, I wanted to kiss you, but when it was my turn, but I felt it was disrespectful to Clark if I would have kissed you after what you did and pulled me to the heart and whatever. And she was like, I mean, that's fine. I respect that. And he was like, I just, I don't know why, I just felt to say that. And she was like, I just want to know what it was after 3 days that completely derailed 3 weeks worth of, you know, what we had. He was just like, my head was telling me one thing, my heart was he said my head was telling me you, and my gut was telling me Clark. And I went with my gut. And I was like, well, didn't you tell Clark it was your heart that was telling you to go with her, and your head was saying Alandria? But you saying your gut now. Okay. Whatever. Uh, he can still get off my island. He can get out of my villa now. He can get out of my villa. But he was just like, I just didn't want to disrespect Clark and yada yada yada. She's like, yeah, okay, cool, that's cool. Hopefully, I hope Olandria is definitely closing this. I'm giving her grace to give her that time to close it, and she is showing that she is doing that and moving forward. And I love that for her because she knows time is tick tick ticking away. And yeah, it's just she knows, she knows. Uh, let's see, any other conversations that happened? No, not really. So they go to bed. Everybody goes to bed. Uh, the next day, oh, another thing that happened before. So people are talking about how Alandria was kind of shady to Huda when Huda came over and sat at the table at the counter. And here's my honest opinion, and you can say I'm wrong if you want, but here's my honest opinion. I think Alandria's tired of being everybody's therapist. I think Alandria is tired of having to talk and give everybody advice. She is going through her own situations right now. She just got dumped by a person who she actually really liked. She is now having to scramble and trying to figure out what is her next move. She got a man in her head that who she really wants to be with, but she can't because her friend is with him, and she has to figure out those emotions, and she has to figure out all this stuff and still try to stay in the villa. So she got a lot going on. She does not want to be in the middle of Shelly and Huda's mess. She doesn't want to do that. I think she likes Shelly and Huda, but she is not trying to be in the middle of their mess. I think she's just tired of being everybody's therapist. So when Huda comes to sit down and goes, "Oh," she wanted Orlando like, girl, what's wrong? Shelly's mad at me and I don't know what it like. She doesn't want that. She's sick of people trauma dumping all of their foolishness onto her. So I think Alantria over it for now. I think she's tired. So she kind of was like, yeah, girl, I just want to get me a toasty and go eat and sit down. Like that's all she wanted to do. She wanted to sit there and eat her food, but she didn't want to be a part of the drama. So she know what she did? She removed herself from the drama. She's sick and tired of being sick and tired, y'all. I think she got so much going on in her mind that she does not have time to try to help everybody else. So maybe it maybe looked a little shady that she walked away from Huda. But baby, can you blame her? Ever since she got there, she's been everybody's therapist. She's been telling everybody what to do, giving advice, and she couldn't even focus on her own relationship. And Sia was falling apart in front of her face. So I am just I'm glad she walked away and didn't want to be a part. She did not want to be in the middle of their drama. She was just trying to tell her, like, hey, no, you're not a terrible person. You did too much though. Like she gave her advice. She told her, even in the middle, she's like, you did a little too much, but you're not a terrible person. You just have to watch it. And then she walked away. Like, I don't know what else she wanted her to do. And Hoda's crying, and I'm sick of the tears too. If I was Elaine, I'd be like, oh, another one. I don't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear it. I feel you, Alandria. Like, Alandria's a Gemini. She's like me. We can only take so much. We're very compassionate when it's time to be. We'll listen to your worries when it's time to be. But baby, when we ain't got no more social energy in our battery, baby, we're done. We're done. We can't fake it with you. I can't, I'm tired. When we're tired, we're tired. We don't want to hear your problems because what happens when somebody wants to hear her problems? Nobody's there to hear her problems. Nobody wants to hear her. And when she has to be the strong one for everybody, she's tired of being strong for everybody. She's just tired. And she's dealing with a lot. So let her deal with her emotions too without having to deal with bring on everybody else's burden on top of her. She got enough in her head right now. Enough. So, I was not mad. I understood why Landry walked away, but that could be the Gemini in me. That because maybe once our social battery is drained, it's drained, and we need that moment to recharge. And we can't recharge if you're coming over there wanting us to fix your problem or tell you you're not being a bad person or coddle you. I don't have time to coddle you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. And then we turn into the bad guy because we don't want to coddle you and we don't want to be there to tell you that you're okay and you're not a mean person. That's Alandria, I see you, girl. I understand. Walk away. Keep your peace. Keep your peace, my just keep your peace. But so there's that. And then okay, I don't think anything else happened. I think everybody goes to bed after that. Um, we go to bed, get up, everybody's getting breakfast. Sure. I don't think of anything extra happened before the big thing. Um, we see a couple of conversations where a couple of guys are saying that they're going to start talking to more people. Brian, especially saying his relationship with Angelina is kind of just like boring. Their conversations are boring. So she's kind of like, we're going to start talking to other people because she basically said she wants to talk to Pepe. Um, he's going to be talking to all the other guys. So he's like, I got to talk to some more girls up in here. His first choice was Jaden. He wants to talk to her. So there's that. Um, we see Angelina talk to Alandria, and she's talking about her desire to, talk to Pepe. That was fine. Then Sierra is talking. Her and Shelly are talking, and they're just like, just chopping it up, trying to, figure out everything. And she gets a text, and her and Nick are going on a date. So they have to get ready for a date, and everybody's so excited. Yeah, they're going on a date. Woo, they're going on a date. Um, she goes and get ready. They go out for their date. They're both like, we're nervous. I'm nervous. This is so real. This is like the real world. We finally get to go out of the villa, and we can date. Blah blah blah. Um, so they go out for their date, and it's a bike ride, and a picnic is going to happen. And they go to the bike ride. They go to the picnic. And when I get to the picnic, they start talking. It's a beautiful bike ride around the countryside and the island. It's beautiful. But they was working because they had to go up these hills and stuff. I'd be like, baby, no, no, thank you. But they go up and they get this beautiful spot overlooking the water, and they do their picnic. There's sandwiches and things in there. So they do their picnic and they're talking about how this feels like being in the real world, and how she wants to do all this stuff with him, and this feels great. She mentions the kiss with Alandria that he had, and she was like, she said, the more I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt about it. Yes. Yes, I agree. If Zach and Maya win, the season will go from bottom of the barrel to barely salvageable. I don't know if Maya and Zach are going to win, because I don't even think Maya and Zach will be together after this next recoupling. Because honestly, I don't feel like Zach really wants Amaya, and I don't think Amaya really wants Zach anymore. So I kind of feel like this isn't going to work past the next elimination. Is it salvageable? Yes. Is it annoying? This season is very much annoying. Like this episode to me was quite boring. I was bored from it. I didn't really care for this episode, and this is one of the reasons why. So they're at the date, and they're talking about. She said how Alandria's. That the more she thought about it, the kiss between him and Alandria made her a little uncomfortable, and he was kind of just like, mm-hmm. And she said, I don't like that we had sex, and we feel like you still need to explore, and that just doesn't sit right with me. And he's like, yeah, I don't like. I kind of like how we are. I feel like when I mentioned, a picnic would be my dream date. I didn't think we'd ever get to it, ever get to do this, and now here we are. And so she says, "So does that mean I'm your dream girl?" And he says, "Mm, not mm-hmm, not yes, of course." He says, "Mm, mm." He says, "Mm," and he continues to talk. They talk about Elon, and he says how he was upset when Elon pulled her in the challenge and he kissed her, and he was like, and she says, was are you jealous because of your ego, or was it because of me, or is it because of your ego? Were you jealous because of me, like you didn't want to see me kiss another man, or because your ego, because another man pulled me to kiss? And he was like, I felt protective. I have this protective instinct about you. That is not the question she asked you, sir. She said, "Were you jealous because of your ego, or were you jealous because you just you couldn't stand to see her kiss another man?" And your protectiveness says you were jealous because of your ego. Mm, that's two things. And so he proceeds to go on and go on and go on. Did I say pretend? Oop, Freudian slip? Maybe not. But he proceeds to go on about how he wants to see this play out, blah, blah, blah. And he wants to know if she officially would kind of like to maybe possibly be closed off. And she was like, I will officially kind of accept to be closed off. And so now they're closed off. I think. hmm, People are closing off on this island because their ego and they're jealous because another man is there to get their girl and they don't know how to handle the unrequited love from somebody else, and they don't even tell the person that they're with the truth. So instead of telling the truth and being honest about their feelings, they close off a relationship to just be safe and stay in the villa.
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Hmm. I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that, but somebody said that. Yeah, you just feel like possibly this was all Nick's way of trying to win this game. This was game. This was game. This was game. And I fear that movie night is going to implode all of this. I mean, I don't fear. I feel like it's going to happen. And if movie night happens in the next couple of days, like Thursday and Friday, oh, this is going to be the fastest closing off of a relationship to an opening of a relationship we have ever seen on Love Island history. Because there's no way that man is going to look and see all of that. That woman is not going to look and see all of that and still say, "Oh yeah, I don't feel no type of way about it." It's not. Yeah, we might have some collateral damage. Alandra might get some heat for it, but it is what it is. I'm just saying. I think. Well, somebody said. I didn't say it. Well, you know what? Somebody said that Nick closed this off just to stay safe and try to win this
Who
game.
had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
I'm not buying it. Not buying it. And if this game that they're going to play, what we saw the previews for with the at the end of the video with this mailbox, whatever this mailbox thing is, it's going to get messy. It's going to get messy, and I can't wait to see what happens. But man, 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 I don't believe this is true. But they're very happy that they closed off their relationship. So good on them. Right? Good on them for closing off this relationship. Good on them. Good on them. But they come back to the villa, which is so crazy because we come back to the villa and we see um Brian and Elon talking, and Brian is like, "Listen," Elon is like, "The last conversation I had with Sierra was that she was open to talking, exploring with me and with Nick, you know, and so I could only go back off of the last conversation she gave me." And Brian was like, "And I'll be honest, I'm gonna tell you some honest truth here. She is on a date right now with that man. She is not thinking about talking to you. She is not thinking about chatting to anybody else in this village. She is all about him. And you need to find your way somewhere else. You need to move on because she is not thinking about you. And she's not thinking about him. She's not. And so I was happy. I was thankful for Brian for being honest and telling him to the truth and be like, you just need to, you know, go your own way because this isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't it. Um, it was interesting. But the crazy part is that's while they are talking about Sierra and Nick's situation, Sierra and Nick comes back from their date and they're just like cheesy, yeah, hee, hee. And Elon's like, yeah, they're back. And I was like, oh my God. He wants to be cool with everybody, but it's like heartbreaking to see your girl is with somebody else and wants to be with somebody else and not want to be with you, even though you put in all the work to be with her. She didn't want to be with you. So they split off, guys and girls, and they tell each other about the date. And they get to the part where they all closed off. And everyone's like, yeah, we're so happy for you. They're so happy for each other. They're all closed off. And the guys are happy for the girls. The guys are happy for Nick. The girls are happy for Sierra. She's grinning, grinning, grinning. Oh, so happy for them. We do have another conversation with Shelly and Ace, and it really just goes round and round in circles again. She's not seeing what he's coming from. He's not seeing what she's coming from. It's just round and round in circles. Ace is a little upset. Well, not upset, but he's feeling a little jelly because he wants to have what Nick has, but he doesn't want to tell Shelly that because he feels like if he asked her to close off right now, she would. It would only look like he only doing it because Chris is in the house, and it's just like, But mm, so um, we get ready for the night. Everybody gets ready. Andrina pulls Pepe for the conversation that she wanted to have. And she was like, I hadn't talked to Brian, but we kind of at this place where it's just not happening for us. I really just wanted to talk. And Pepe was like, um, have you talked to him about these films? She was like, no, but I pulled you. So I wanted to know how we could get to a point where we can start exploring each other. And Pepe was like, you're a great girl, but I'm not a person to be involved in a lot of back and forth and things. I really want to just focus on my relationship with Grayson and we could, because I want to see what it have. If I keep jumping in between different relationships or different people, I can never experience what the relationship could actually be. So therefore I just want to focus on Grayson. And I was like, "Oh, Pepe, stop her." Because I thought Pepe was really into Andrina when she first got there. But I think Pepe is like, listen, I was with Hannah, that got ripped away, and I didn't get to see what that could be. And now I'm with Grayson, and I kind of want to see what that gets to be. And I can't do that if I'm now looking at Andrina, which all makes sense. But I think Pepe has a type, and I think it's blonde white women, which is fine if that's his type because Hannah and then Grayson it works for him. Look, work Pepe, do your thing. But I respect how he did it. He wasn't rude about it. He was just like, I really just want to explore this relationship that I have with Grayson, and I want to focus only on that. So I could only respect him, and I was like, yes, Pepe. Period. Period and period. Like I respect that. So Adrena can do nothing but take it. Now I wonder what that's going to mean for her and Brian. Is she going to try to go back to Brian, or is she going to go try to talk to somebody else? I don't know what that means for Andrina, but she ain't got a shot with Pepe. So there's that. What else happened? Oh, we do see Amaya talking to Chris, and she's kind of like, oh, this happened earlier before the night, but we see Amaya talking to Chris, and she's like, Zach isn't really doing anything. He's not talking to me. He's not talking to anybody else. I think he's trying to be friends with everybody. He came in here. He just wants to be friends in the villa. And I don't feel like that's what we're supposed to be doing here. I feel like we need to try to find connections. I don't think he's trying to find a connection. He's definitely not trying to find a connection with me and he's not trying to find a connection with anybody else. What is he doing here? And I don't like it. And baby, Elon was around spying because Elon had mentioned that he wanted to talk to Amaya. So I was thought he was gonna walk over and pull her for a chat during her conversation with Chris. But no, he's just spying around and looking like he's looking for something. And after he hears that, he goes right over to Zach and was like, hey, 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 Amaya saying you ain't checking for her and you ain't checking for nobody else. And so she wanna know what you're doing here. Um, like, what is the purpose of you being here if you're not gonna be doing anything? So Zach takes that and it's like, okay, right. I ain't checking for nobody. I'm gonna go figure it out. So that night he pulls Landria and they go talk. And or Landria pulls him. One of them helped pull each other. They didn't show us who pulled. We just saw them walking towards the dock. And he admitted that he was a little scared to talk to her because he didn't know if she was upset with him or a lot. And she explained like she just had a lot going on that night. She just got dumped. She was losing her girl. She didn't get a chance to. She wouldn't get a chance to say goodbye to Taylor at that time, and so she kind of felt like a lot. But she was like, so my brain was kind of all over the place, so I didn't think adding another conversation was wise or worth it or necessary. But she was like, I wasn't upset with you. And so they started talking because if we all remember, he picked Alandria first before Amaya. And so him and Alandria did have a thing and they did talk and they did, have good conversations. And she said they were really good conversations. And he agreed that they had really good conversations. So she was like, well, shoot, now that I'm single again and I had to worry about him, let me put some energy into this one and focus on this one. And they talked and they were, had a really good conversation again, like they've been doing. He obviously likes her a little bit, and obviously likes her because he's like, I he just thinks she's gorgeous, which she is. Um, and so they talking, and I'm like, okay. Now, a lot of people online talk about, why she gotta go for Zach? Like, hello, why can't she go for Zach? Amaya took Zach from her. Why can't she go for Zach? Why can't Amaya has other people who are interested in her? Ilana's interested in Amaya. So Amaya is going to be fine. We need to relax. It's going to be fine. We just have to let people talk it out and get their feelings out. But um, we then see a conversation with Huda and Chris, and they were talking about their relationship, and he asked how he feels about Shelly. Oh, I forgot the bar that Huda dropped earlier when Chris bought them breakfast, bought Shelly and Huda breakfast. And she was looking at her plate, looking at Shelly's plate, looking at her plate, and she was like, he bought me one pancake, he bought her two. And she got a flour. Wait, she got two pancakes, I got one. She got a flour, I got none. And I was like, oh, bars, Huda. Okay, cool. But then when she told him that, she was like, you making me feel like a side hoe. And you playing favoritism. And he was like, favoritism. And she was like, yeah, you gave me one pancake. She got two pancakes. You got me one. She got a flower. I got none. Like you make me feel like I'm just here. Like, and he had to realize that that's what it looked like too. So it was what it was. But later on that night, he did tell her that he's taking a step back from Shelly because he doesn't want to chase somebody with getting nothing in return. And he feels like he's not the chasing kind of person and he doesn't want to do that. So he's going to take a step back from Shelly and he's going to put his main focus in on Huda. And she was kind of like, okay. She liked that. And like I said earlier, I think Chris and Huda are good together. I think they're good together. I hope if something happens, if it happens, it happens. Great for them. I just don't know. I kind of like them together. I think he calms her down, and I do think Ace wants and Shelly wants Ace. So I kind of feel like it's unnecessary for him to continue to try to chase after Shelly if she's not going to give him, you know, the attention that he wants. So it is what it is. But that was the end of that. We see the previews next week of tonight's episode, and they're putting the letters in the mailbox. And so I'm guessing this is kind of like, I hope it's not a replacement of the Twitter game because I really want to see the Twitter game. I think that is I love that, but I feel like maybe they feel like the Twitter game might have got ruined when uh people were making you know, fake Instagrams and fake tweets about people, but and they didn't check to see which one's real fake. But this is like the Islanders are asking questions to other Islanders in a mailbox, so it's like anonymous. And this question, so it could get pretty messy tonight, and I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the mess. So I hope it happens. I hope people, some messiness comes out, and this is the lead up into movie night. I hope so. I hope so. I know the first look is probably out right now. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go looking for it after it's over, after this is recording is ended. But I can't wait to see what happens. I'm here for all the mess, all the drama, but we are going to definitely be here for all of it. I'm excited about it, and I'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. Absolutely will. So be sure to join us tomorrow for Soul Ties Live, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2:10 p.m. Eastern ish. Sometimes it's a little late for other reasons because sometimes we have two recordings right before each other. So bear with us, bear with me, and then Eastern ish for that. But we also will be here for no invite needed when we talk all things Love Island UK on Monday and Friday, or Tuesday and Friday, not Friday. Tuesday and Friday. Uh, well, yeah, um, if to join